Good morning. We're live at Green Thumb Nursery. I thought we would go through and just look at some of the things that we have in the nursery that are doing well in this heat. So I'm going to highlight some things that I think would do well for you in your garden. First, we're going to start with this Amistad salvia. And as you see, there's hummingbirds flipping around through here. Bees like this particular plant. It likes full sun. The ones I'm going to show you right now are all full sun plants. When you establish these plants, you want to give them, for the first 2 weeks, keep them on the moist side. So give them about 1 to 3 gallons worth of water depending upon the size of the plant, and then allow them to dry out between those nice deep soakings. And keep them on the wet side for the first 2 weeks, and then after that you want to let the top couple inches to dry out between those nice deep waterings. This plant here is going to, planted in the ground, can actually get about 5 feet tall. So if you have a nice big space that you can put it in, this is an awesome show of color, and it's going to bring in your butterflies and your hummingbirds. And of course we've got our full line of succulents and things that we have right now. I wanted to point out some of the things that are going to bloom for you. This particular one here is called Crown of Thorns. And this pretty much blooms year-round. It does have thorns, so you will need to handle it with care, but it is a very easy plant to grow. And with all succulents and cactus, they want to dry out between waterings. So these guys you don't necessarily have to keep wet when you first plant them. Soak them well and let them dry out between waterings. That's the best care for these. But these are no-brainers as long as you don't overwater them, and they're going to give you lots of pretty flowers. So let's swing around the corner here. I have quite a few things that we call drought tolerant that are flowering right now. These are the Texas Rangers leucophyllums, and you can see the pretty little purple flowers. These will grow into, some are smaller, some are larger. They can get anywhere from 3 to 5 feet tall and wide. And they give you that beautiful purple flower during the summer months, and the rest of the time they're just green in the winter time. But for the heat, these guys can't beat them. You see these in Arizona and Nevada all the time, so these are a really great choice for a really hot spot. I also have this one here, is called hairy canary vine, or ground cover clover, hairy canary clover. And as you can see, it's got a really cool flower. And this guy here is going to go 1 to 2 feet tall and 2 to 3 feet wide. And as you can see, it's a great hummingbird. Sorry, I want to get hummingbirds in there. This is a great bee attractor. If you're into attracting bees into your garden, like for pollinators, you can see the bees are all over it. So if you're allergic to bees, this is probably not a good one for you. But if you're trying to attract the bees, that's an awesome one. The germander is too as well. A lot of these plants in here are great for hummingbird. I keep wanting to get the hummingbirds in there for bees. So then we have, of course, our lantana. Lantana is kind of a easy one to do because it flowers all the time. It actually flowers all the way up into the winter time. If it gets really wet and cold, they're just kind of hanging out like the rest of us, just kind of hunkering down, waiting for it to get warm again. But they can flower year-round, so they are very versatile. The hummingbirds like them, the butterflies like them. I thought I saw a little butterfly going through, and really, I mean, how pretty is that? I mean, that is just, you can't beat that color, the yellow and the pink together. These particular ones are dwarfs, so they get about 18 inches tall and about 18 inches wide, so they make a nice little mound. There are some that get pretty good size. This one's radiation. This one can get about 8 feet, 6 feet. It's a big one. And it also has a lot of great color. And then also I have my trailing ground cover guys. And those are the purple and the white and the yellow. Now the one thing that these guys do have a problem with is overhead watering. If you're spraying them with sprinklers over the top of them, they can get what's called a bacterial leaf spot. So it doesn't kill the plant, it just makes it look kind of funky. Usually you can cut them back and they'll regrow out and it's not a problem. Best thing for these would be to do a dripper. But the ground cover ones, the purple and white, don't get that. So you can overhead spray them, no problem. These guys here will spread out about, oh, there's a butterfly. There's a monarch. Awesome, thank you. And these guys will spread out about 4 or 5 feet each one. And if you're trimming them, they can actually start stacking on themselves. But they only get about 18 inches tall if they're allowed to spread their normal spread. Every winter, my friends used to whack them back to the ground and let them come back, and they come back just fine. These guys are very easy to trim back and let them regrow. So they're an awesome choice for color in the summer garden. Now I have some nice little, this is a new one. This is a new Artemisia that we brought in. And he's going to get 2 to 3 feet tall and 2 to 3 feet wide. This is also Artemisia. So you can kind of see they're very similar, but yet very different. Usually the Artemisia is gray, but we've got this neat little green one, and it's such a nice little texture plant for a hot garden, hot dry garden. Okay, so now we're going to head over this way. And I'm going to talk about gaura. These are gaura, and they very hardy. They get summer dwarfs, only a couple feet, and then these guys here, I've got some big ones here. You can see those there. They can get 2 to 3 feet, and they flower from about spring till fall, and they're very drought tolerant. The bees like these, the hummingbirds will like these. They come in a pink or a white flower, red leaves or green leaves. So they're also a pretty versatile plant, and they look like butterflies kind of. When the stems come up, as you can see, they look kind of like little butterflies. So that's a pretty cool one to use in the heat in the garden. Then we have around the corner here, put my mask on as we're traveling from place to place. We have the blue plumbago. This one here is a royal plumbago, so it only gets about 6 foot tall, about 6 foot wide. It flowers most of the summer months. It can look a little rangy after it flowers, so we recommend that you shear it to get rid of this growth, and that'll cause it to come out nice and fresh. Its big brother, you usually see like up in LA where it's taken over whole sides of the freeway. This one here is very tame and easy to maintain in your garden. So this is another great heat summer bloomer. Oh, let's go look at the pentas. Another one of my favorite summer bloomers is the pentas. They come in all different colors, mostly right pinks, but they come in white, they come in lavender, they come in purple. There's light pink, dark pink. There's tall varieties, there's shorter varieties. And again, these are a hummingbird attractor. These also will get the bees on them, and butterflies. So this is another great choice. They can be a little cold sensitive. So if we get a frost warning, and I know you all say, oh no, we're not going to get frost in Southern California. Yes, we do get frost in Southern California. They usually warn us though, so we have a chance to go out and maybe cover them up with a blanket or a sheet, or you don't want to use plastic because plastic holds in moisture and that can cause issues. But just something to shelter the plant from the moisture settling on it and then freezing. But other than that, these guys are really hardy. They love the heat. They just don't kind of like the cold. But seems like they're breeding them to be a little bit stronger for the winter time. I've got a couple of them that have been there now 3 years in the winter, but I do have them up against a building with some sidewalk with some cement around it. So that helps to keep the heat in. Great little plants. These are agastache. And these are also hummingbird and bee attractors. And these are summer flowers. They bloom through the summer nicely. That's another one there. And will give you a lot of good butterfly, hummingbird, bee activity. I guess we're kind of talking about bee plants right now. This is a hardy gloxinia. I know you guys are probably used to seeing gloxinias in the greenhouse, kind of like a African violet type plant. But this one is in that family. It's got the cute little bellflowers. And this guy will take the full sun. He likes to be dry between the waterings, which is totally the opposite of his cousin that's in the greenhouse. So this is a really neat addition to your warm summer garden. Okay, let's see. Oh, don't trip on that. I don't want to trip my camera guy. Okay. Well, we got our hibiscus. They're going full bore and they love the heat, for sure, for sure. So we have our full line of hibiscus right now. Let's see, we got anything fancy flowering? Oh yeah, check this one out. Isn't that pretty? That is so pretty. And one of my other favorite ones, he's just now starting to open. This is Aaron Rachel. Look how pretty that is. And Aaron Rachel is a dwarf. So this guy doesn't get very big. He's probably about 18 to 24 inches, that one there. Here's another one. How pretty is this? Look at that. These are so pretty. So those are great summer additions as well. Usually they don't even wake up until April, May. So when it gets cold, they can. I have one. I live in Rancho Santa Margarita, and every year it drops its leaves in the wintertime. Comes right back again. Same with the Aaron Rachel, comes right back again. So they're hardy, but they do not like the cold, tropical. That's why they like the nice summer water, or the summer heat. Okay, well, we got our roses. We'll pass through theirs. Everybody knows what roses look like. But we do have roses, folks. So we get our deliveries usually on Tuesdays or Thursdays. So if you come in on Fridays, usually we have a really good selection of the roses. Now we do have citrus, and word has it that looks like we might be able to get some 15-gallon Meyer lemons for those of you who are looking for them. We've been hit and miss on the different varieties of citrus, but we are still carrying them. And don't wait too long, because who knows how long we'll be able to carry those. The citrus quarantine might head our way, and we may not be able to sell them. So don't wait too long. I would say by either the end of this week or next week, we should have those 15-gallon Meyer lemons, semi-dwarfs. So if you're interested, give us a call. Let's go over here. We have, these are mandavillas, and they can grow in the sun. If it's a sun parasol variety, they can grow in the sun. The only problem with these guys being in the sun is it has a tendency to fade the flower a little bit, but as it gets cooler, they're not going to be affected by that fading as much. These guys are called jungle geraniums. And they would actually take a morning sun to a late afternoon sun or a bright filtered light. They don't want to be in the real hot sun. When I was in Brazil, they had these all over the place. So these are really a cool addition to your warm summer garden. And I do have some hostas. We just got these in. This will probably be our last shipment for the year. They do get a little flower on them that is fragrant, which is pretty cool. They do attract the slugs and the snails, so you do need to make sure when you get these you put some snail bait around them. And we do sell a snail bait that is safe for your pets and your kids. Okay, let's see. Let's go over here. Here's some more. The budlias. They're beautiful. Here's our person who gets all. Oh, we're not supposed to touch. Sorry. This is our person who does the ordering for the nursery. This is Santos Ojeda. And he helps to make this place a beautiful place. Hi, Santos.
Thank you. Hey, hi.
Okay, we have budlias. These are budlias. These are also butterfly attractors. Don't let the fact that they're in the shade scare you. These are sun plants. We just put them here because they look cute with the deer. Anyway, these guys here bloom all summer long. They are semi-deciduous. If we get a cold winter, they will go dormant, which means they'll drop all their leaves. But as soon as it gets warm again, they're sprouting right back up again. So maybe a month downtime on these if it's really cold in the winter. This last year was pretty mild, so who knows what we got coming this year. Let's see, let's go over here. Here's some more of the mandavillas. These are the giant sun parasols. As you can see, they've got really big flowers. And mandavillas like it to be good drainage, and they want to be soaked and allowed to dry out between waterings. If you guys give these too much water, they're going to turn yellow and drop leaves. So that's your first indicator. It's telling you something's going on, I'm not getting what I need. But when these guys get yellow leaves, it's usually because it's a little too wet. We're killing them with kindness. Okay, come on over here. We have, let's see. Let's go down here. Okay, we have some rudbeckia. Now this is Tuesday, so we'll be getting some plants coming in later this week. By Friday, usually we're pretty stocked up and ready to go for the weekend. These are called rudbeckias, and they come in different shapes and sizes. They love the sun, they love the heat, but these guys go dormant in the winter. They are called herbaceous perennials, which means they die down to the ground to the root, and then they come back up again in the spring and the summer. So they don't throw it away if it disappears in the winter. He's gonna come back. These are great little color plants. These here are gaillardias, and these also kind of do the same thing. They kind of die down in the winter time. And what a pretty show of color is that? Just the two-tone yellow and orange there is so pretty. And these are also going to attract hummingbirds and butterflies. Okay, I think that's going to be it for today. Why don't you come down and check us out? We are open, we are social distancing, and we are wearing our masks. If you want to get involved we have a garden as a, what is it?
Green Thumb Garden
Green
Share.
Thumb Garden Share group on Facebook, and you can go on there and share your pictures. You can ask questions. It's a whole bunch of gardeners that have gotten together, and they just support each other and help each other out and share their pretty pictures. So if you'd like to be a part of that, go to our Facebook on Green Thumb Facebook. Thank you, and have a great day. Stay safe.